Hello, my name is Tyler Phillips, and I am part of the online class for Fundamentals of Speech. Today, in today's society, for instance, everybody has an opinion about what is the best thing to do on how to do something, or how you should cook something, or how you should eat something, how you should drive your car, or how you should ride in a boat, or how you should wear a certain t-shirt. So today, what we're going to talk about is how to air fry the perfect chicken breast. Why not? So there are four main things to keep in mind whenever you're wanting to air fry the perfect chicken breast. First is the weight of the chicken breast. This is extremely important. Second, the seasonings and marinade. Marinade is something a lot of people will forget. Third is the temperature at which you cook the chicken at. And finally, timing. How long do you cook that chicken for? Now, as far as the proper weight, what we're going to talk about here is, this is kind of an up to the person, whoever's cooking it. Me personally, what I like to do is I like to get a chicken breast that's around 12 to 14 ounces. 12 to 14 ounces, it's a larger chicken breast. It's almost a pound. So it's going to take a little bit longer to cook than usual. Something smaller would obviously be less time. But you have to have the proper weight. People who love to eat are always the best people. That's a quote by Julia Childs. She's a famous cook from a little bit not a long time ago, but a little time ago. So different recipes obviously will call for different weights. Like I said, we're going to do 12 to 14 ounces for my perfect chicken breast. Next up, we have our seasonings and marinade. So your seasonings and marinade are essentially up to the individual, like whatever you like. I know me personally, I enjoy carnivore or hardcore carnivore. This is a really good seasoning. It's basic. It's got everything you need inside this one bottle. This one specifically is made for chicken. Now they have a couple different versions of this one. They have the red version and they have the black version. The black version is for beef usually. However, I also like the black version on poultry or chicken or turkey or anything like that because it has more of a robust flavor. This has a little bit of a kick to it, a little bit of spice, but it's also good. So that's going to be for our seasonings. Your marinade is also something that people tend to forget. So with your marinade, I usually like to keep it simple. I'll go with just a simple Italian dressing marinade. Throw it in a bag for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, and you want to let it sit in the fridge for that long, and then you just let it hang out. Once you're done with the marinade, that's when you'll pull it out of the bag. You'll go ahead and put the seasoning all over your chicken, and then you'll begin to get ready for your prep for your cook. Next up, we have our temperature. I cook with wine. Sometimes I even add it to the food. That's another quote by W.C. Fields. Kind of funny, but I like to also drink wine while I cook. So for an air fryer, other recipes will usually have the temperature anywhere from 360 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. For my recipe personally, and this goes back to why I choose the 12 to 14 ounce chicken breast, because of the 12 to 14 ounce, I go at 400 degrees or 390 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I only do it for a certain amount of time, which we'll get to in the next step. So, like I said, 390 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit with a 12 to 14 ounce chicken breast that's already been marinated and seasoned, and you're ready to go ahead and put that bad boy into your lovely air fryer. So at this point, here we go. We got our chicken, we've got it seasoned, we've got it marinated and seasoned. Now we're ready to go ahead and power that bad boy up. Depending on the air fryer that you have, you might want to preheat it. Mine does not take any time to preheat, so I can just throw that bad boy right in there. Now, our next timing is obviously the next part. A lot of people, once again, will overcook their chicken breast because they like it well done, or they like it, they've got too much going on, or they're worried about it being raw, and I completely understand that. However, it's also very important to know that you only need to reach an internal temperature of around 160 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit of that chicken, and you're fine. So with that being said, what I like to do is, with my 12 to 14 ounce chicken breast, I'll go ahead and do that breast side down for 10 to 11 minutes at 390 to 400 degrees, and then you have to flip it halfway through, and then I do another 12 to 13 minutes with the breast side up. And what this does is it allows both sides to get a nice little crispiness on the outside while keeping the juiciness on the inside. Now that timing doesn't necessarily always bring it up to the correct internal temperature, which is fine. That's fine, because you're going to let it rest. You will always want a little bit of rest period, and what that does is the resting will actually bring it up to the correct temperature that it needs to be at. Now, I would recommend go ahead and you want to use a temperature probe the first couple times that you do this. However, once you get used to it and everything, you start seeing the inside of the chicken. You realize, okay, there's no pink left in there. You're good to go. So, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you end up with the perfect air fried chicken breast. And I have one right here to show you, just so you can kind of get a glimpse of it. And what I used here was the Carnivore Hardcore Red seasoning. And it absolutely is, this one's been in the fridge already, and it's still juicy. You throw it in the microwave, and I eat them all week long. Absolutely perfect. So, in conclusion, there are 4 main key components to keep in mind when you're trying to cook a good chicken breast. You want to keep in mind the weight of the chicken breast that you're using. You want to make sure that you are marinating it, and then you make sure you're seasoning it, and how long you cook it for, along with flipping the chicken breast. Flipping is extremely important, and letting it rest is extremely important. And I appreciate your time today, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, please let me know.